I've managed to find exercises when I do these little banded stuff or whatever that don't hurt, and now my body's getting healthier and healthier and healthier, both physically, internally, and externally. So
it also helps to have a goal of being the strongest human being on the planet, because like we both lived.
That's not healthy.
Well, like we both lived, you have this goal, and no matter what it takes me to get to that goal, I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if I break. Like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Nowadays, I try and stay out of when I'm in the stretch position. I don't want to be maximally loaded, and so I use these bands to decrease the load where I'm most stretched. And of course, it's because it's accommodating resistance. Then where I'm stronger and less susceptible to injury, it's heavier.
Do you want to know the reason that is, though?
Why?
It has nothing to do with the elbow, with the scapula.
Yeah.
So in this position, what usually happens with the scapula? So if you take your arm back, this is happening. Right, so you're getting all this instability happening at that scapula, and that scapula needs to be stabilized to stabilize the long head of the tricep. It comes to here, and then it goes like that. So your whole body moves forward, so that you're not changing any more length of the elbow, but you're changing more length of the shoulder, right?
Yep. So I'll start with a lot of support for myself, and then each subsequent set, I'll give myself a little less support. And then maybe by the final set, I can just go without the band, and it won't hurt at all for me. See, I know I'm making this old guy excuse. I'm 50 now. I'm using bands and 10-minute walks, rocking chair, bonbons,
right. Yeah.
Sitting by the pool. But the fact is I think I've made more progress, more smart, good, healthy progress in the last 5 years than I made in the previous 30.
Right.
I'm healthier now than I've ever been in my life. And I believe that whereas I had major tendinitis for 10 years, hips, knees, lower back problems, shoulders, my body feels better now than it has in a decade. Same thing here. I find most of the pain in the shoulders occurs at full stretch under full
That's
load.
because the lat can't work there, right?
Yeah. So
it ends up being a pec and a teres thing.
Yep.
Well, that's the primary stabilizer of the shoulder.
So I'll try giving myself a lot of help on the first one with the double band. And of course, this is really easy for you. When I travel, I'll take these bands with me, and that way, at any gym I'm at, when I go to do chin-ups, they don't hurt. And so I'm more likely to do more of them. So I still think it's a major exercise.
Yeah, man.
So I do what I consider to be the hardest exercises first, which for me is chins and dips, so I can get them out of the way, put most of my energy into what I think is the biggest return. I let the band gradually bring me into those movements without pain. At my age, if I jump right into those things, I'll start aggravating tendons and joints. My joints are the healthiest they've ever been because I've taken precautions like this.
Where'd the name, the vertical diet, come from? What's the reasoning behind it?
I was building calories for big athletes. I used to accuse them of eating horizontally. IHOP for breakfast, burritos for lunch, pizza for dinner. I accused them of eating horizontally, and I wanted them to eat more vertically. I wanted them to eat more of the foods that I thought were easier to digest. Yeah, fewer foods in greater volume. So that's kind of how it started. And then I had to build a foundation for them with micronutrients because I couldn't have them just eating steak and rice. And so it started with the bigger athletes, and then I brought it down into the girls with fewer calories, with mostly the foundational foods, but I wanted to substitute what I thought were the most effective protein source, the most micronutrient dense, which was red meat. Really was pulling that down and then replacing the egg whites and the chicken breast to me, because it's just so much more valuable.
Chicken is like not meant for human consumption, I believe. Man.
It's really not. Unfortunately, it's so commonplace in the industry to be eating egg whites and chicken breast. It just doesn't make sense. I've seen, with the vertical diet recently, I've had the opportunity to see hundreds, if not thousands, of testimonials from people who had kind of given up, who had high blood pressure and were taking blood pressure medication, who had GERD and were taking antacids for years, prescription medication, who had kind of reconciled to the fact that type 2 diabetes was just
part of the course.
Yeah, it was something that they were just going to have to cope with medication for the rest of their life. And I've seen people come back to me having cured all of those conditions, which we know are all obesity related and inactivity related. And so if they can just get the motivation to
Remove the stimulus first, and then
yeah,
we can fix things.
to just move a little.